Yes, Diego.
Yes. Hello. Today we will read a book. The title of the book is Jainism, the
Mhm.
Eternal and Universal Path for Enlightenment.
Mhm.
And we are reading this book online.
Mhm.
And this book is by Narendra Bhandari.
Mhm.
Bhandari.
Yes.
And we will start from the uh, chapter 1.
Yeah. Let me go to chapter 1. I skipped it here.
You you will you share the link for reading this book, right? In
Yes.
the comment of the video.
Yeah, it is online. If you will write the title in Google, and if you will write title with the author name, you will find a PDF. In Google will give you the PDF. So it's
No,
not a
perfect.
problem. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, let's start. The chapter
Mhm.
1, the title is Jainism, the Eternal and Universal Path. Truth is interwoven in the universe.
Mhm.
Um, yes, I think it's a very deep phrase, and I
Yeah.
want to um, I, I like it, but I think probably uh, metaphoric,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, yeah. So it's not easy to understand because yeah, probably the universe is created for the truth, as you comment in another talk.
Mhm.
But okay, it's nice.
Yeah.
Um,
What I understand from this phrase that truth is interwoven in the universe, it simply means, for example, we see stars, and is- a star is a fact. There is an object that is called a star, and how it behaves, what are the laws of its how do you say, when you take birth, and how it die, what laws are there for that. That is the interweaving science inside the universe. So it is there. It is just to us how we interpret it.
mm,
Okay.
okay. Oh, it's too.
Hi. Well,
Yeah, it's perfect.
okay. Mhm.
Okay. Universality of Jainism. Life is a sequence of situations and we continuously move from one situation to another, sometimes struggling and sometimes sailing through smoothly to get the desired outcome. And soon we find that we are no more in a position to face the situation in an effective way, and this struggle has taken up all our life. At the end, it's appears that the life has been wasted in trivialities. In the ultimate analysis, the life is a zero-sum game, and the outcome will not have been different if we have chosen some another way of life. This can hardly be the purpose of life. As we will discuss in this chapter, in the scheme of nature, it can be shown that life on earth exists for a specific purpose. Any religion is expected to guide us to understand this purpose and help us to realize it. Every age has its specific problem, and a true religion is expected to show the path to resolve this problem at all times, in all domains, and in all possible situations. In this respect, a religion should be eternal. I like this phrase because this is a comment. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's a stop for a comment because now we are in a pandemic situation,
Uh-huh.
and probably the most of the people think that this is a very specific situation, and if someone know how to solve this, probably all the people will love it. But
Uh-huh.
that is not the truth. That is just a truth for now, for this situation.
Yes.
And yes, a true religion is expected to be eternal. Yes, and
Yes.
it's
Yes.
I like that phrase. Okay, I don't know if you have
Hmm.
a comment.
No, no. For me, it's
Okay.
okay. Mm-hmm.
So problems of conflict at all you at
Mm-hmm.
all levels, personal, societal, and national, terrorism, uh, consumerism, impact of the lifestyles on environment, to cite a few of them, are the hallmarks of current era, and this does not lead to mental peace or satisfaction, as many will admit. Actually, science and technology is progressing at such a fast pace, much faster than human mind can adapt technology, but can adapt to physical aspect of life. And this is very this is true. And now, for example, we are having too many um, stimulus, too many situation in which
Mm-hmm.
you want to eat something, you want to buy something, you want to do something, and
Mm-hmm.
probably it's not uh, we are just turning in some kind of zombie that follow the technology. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not it's not necessarily that is nice for us. We are just using the technology, but we are not uh, having question about why this is not good to me. Why maybe this thing is changing me. It's changing
Uh-huh.
is the certain very important part of me is changing because the technology, and that is not good. That is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay. There is no time to think what is right and what is wrong. When
Mm-hmm.
there is a scientific discovery, technical progress can proceed with a rapid pace and take control of our life. It takes the mind significant time to comprehend, philosophize, and transform to and understand its implication. Yeah, probably we change in a easy way we how we understand.
Yeah. The
Failure.
problem is that you cannot compete with the machine.
Yeah,
When it comes to the iteration or it comes to the technology, our mind is not what I understood from this paragraph, that technology is changing so fast. And to understand all the or to cope up with all that technology, our mind is slow. We are slow as a human being.
mm,
For example, today there is some technology that we used to, and after 10 years, there is another technology that requires another kind of skills to, to use the technology. And as a human being, we have inertia to learn. And the inertia of learning increases with age.
yeah,
So, as old as you are, you have more difficulty to learn the new technologies. And that's what in the paragraph the author is trying to say, that the technology is moving so fast, but human mind is not able to cope with the technology.
you're right.
Mhm.
Okay. um, yeah.
Failure to all religions.
Failure of all religion to cope up with the progress of science is resulting in loss of their relevance in day-to-day life. To make philosophy and religion relevant to modern way of life requires that it be reinterpreted in modern scientific language to meet the contemporary challenge. When
Mhm.
contradiction is found between science and religion, the tendency is to choose the former because it has made itself relevant to our daily needs. Science has made tremendous progress in the past 400 years and cannot be ignored. Rather, that it should be synthesized and integrated with religion to make the philosophy more wholesome and comprehensive. Instead, in, sorry, instead, Puritans stick to the age-old interpretation and follow them even if they cannot be applied day-to-day problems and be made relevant. This probably this probably is the reason why people, even those who sincerely follow their religion, end up with gradual erosion of their convictions.
Mm-hmm.
In an absolute sense, there is no measure of there is no measure or absolute criteria for rights and wrong. What is right today is a given situation can be wrong tomorrow in another situation, and what is nectar for one can be poison for another. In this ambiguous situation, it is difficult to decide what is the correct path, except that we must realize that we are the product of nature and the mother nature is all powerful and is always right. Scientific studies show that all over 40,000 million years, science, the universe forms from a great explosion, the Big Bang, and 4,500 million years since the Earth came into existence. Jiva and Jiva, I don't know if it's okay the pronounce.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's correct. Mhm.
Both have evolved in a certain direction.
But you know what is Jiva and what is Ajiva?
No, I don't know.
Jiva means living thing, the mixture. It could be the pure soul, or it could be the mixture of soul with the material, the life. Life itself has meaning when soul has a body. The mixture of material with the soul is life. But jiva could be the both. For example, we both are living things, so we both have jiva. A jiva is something that does not have the soul. For example, your
Okay.
bed, the non-living thing.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay, perfect. So Jiva and Ajiva both have evolved in a certain direction. It seems that the modern nature is proceeding with a goal of development of consciousness on
Mhm.
Earth. We can therefore take cue from nature, first
Mhm.
to determine the direction in which it is going, and then to decide the direction in which we should go. That is, with with it or against, with it or against or against it, help it in achieving its goal faster or work against it. We seem to have a choice. Sorry, we
Mhm.
seem to have a choice. We take the help of science or guidance from nature to find the define the path the
Mhm.
heart has taken, and then we can exercise this choice. Such an approximation will not to be subjective, not nor it will be wrong.
Such an approach would not be subjective.
Perfect. Sorry. Such an
So,
approach will not be subjective. Yeah, exactly. Not will be wrong. Yes.
mm, you have any comment on this paragraph or any question? Any?
Yeah, I think I have questions, but it's um
Tell me.
yeah uh, they are talking about that is important not to be. It's my interpretation probably.
Mhm.
They are talking about is not the life is not just science and not just religion,
Mhm.
because probably science is very useful for certain problems now, and religion was useful for certain problem in certain times, and probably it will be useful in the future, and probably it's useful now for certain people.
Mhm.
And the idea is to uh, how to manage your um, uh, how to manage with all those stimulus. Is because for example, to me, yes, for me, if some people say, okay, the life start 2,000 years ago, and I will say no, because science, they discover, they use some experiment, and they can prove that the life is start before that.
Mhm.
So uh, but but the idea is how to the idea is, if you have a religion, it's not necessarily to change because you have a certain fact about something.
Mhm.
Mm. But because they are talking about another, they are not talking about the any of both situation. They are talking about the the way the lifestyle is
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to say, but
Maybe rituals.
sorry.
Maybe rituals.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe look, religion has two aspects. One is ritual, another is spiritual. Okay? So for the spiritual aspect, it doesn't matter when life starts.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Suppose if life started before Big Bang, there was a life. How it is going to change your life now?
Mm.
So
Nice.
those things are to explore outside. And when you start to explore outside, you have different types of rituals. But for spiritual part, you go within. It doesn't matter if Big Bang happened or not. It doesn't matter if we evolve. Well, I do not personally believe that Big Bang, as it has been said, happened ever. I don't believe in that. There might be a smaller universe that is expanding now, but that might have some limit. That the nature of forces might have changed when a massive body came together. It might be a different type of gravitational force when many massive bodies are approaching together towards each other. It is it could be possible. I don't know. I'm just assuming, hypothesizing that the nature of gravitational law changes. Similarly, it is like that two electrons cannot stay in the same quantum state. It must be spin half of a spin down. So
Yeah.
the electromagnetic nature force does not repel them. They stay together. Something else is there. When that much of closeness happens, something else is there that is binding them. They don't repel each other. Of course, they repel, but they keep bind. For example, in in hydrogen or deuterium, uh, we have two electrons,
Yeah.
but two, and they are many in most of the atoms. In many atoms, there are two opposite electrons live together, and at certain times something else appear when they get to that much of close. Some other forces exchange, spin forces maybe, they occur at that level, so they don't go outside, they don't repel each other, they don't force each other to leave the shell, right? So there is a
Right.
possibility that when now it is accelerating or expanding the universe, and we don't know for how long it is going to be accelerating or expanding, and what is the limit in the space of this expansion. There is a possibility after a certain limit of expansion, the same force which is responsible for this expansion or this repulsion between these massive bodies starts to collect them together. And when they come together, there might be a limit in distance in the space. After that, they start to repel each other. So there might be a collective oscillation that come within and go outside, come within and go outside. So that could be the cycle, the nature of cycle, the nature of time in cyclic period. You're getting my point?
Mm.
There is a possibility that time itself, after a certain limit in certain range, may create another kind of force then can be linked with this expansion and contraction. I don't know at this moment. I'm just hypothesizing.
Mm.
But for if I first of all I will say I don't believe in Big Bang. The way it is taught that everything comes from a very small, infinity small, very dense, hot singularity. It is it is for me like saying this that God created everything 6,000 years before. There are millions of questions to ask if you believe in both.
Yeah, probably you can believe in both, and it's not too
It's
different for.
they are not so different from the belief point of view.
Yeah, yeah.
So people say
According
there are
to the belief point of view, yes, yeah, that is the same.
so people say that when you have a model has a prediction, and prediction, if it is predicted correctly, then model should be correct. But model may be correct, but if you assume something completely out of uh, context, for example, singularity, and if it is projecting some kind of cosmic radiation after certain years, that radiation could be the consequence of anything, not necessarily that Big Bang. From the singularity, infinity small singularity. I believe there might be a singularity, but not infinity small.
Mm.
There must be another force that should be working in the way that the universe is oscillating in time, and that should be linked with the time. Well, time is another concept that we can discuss.
Cycle.
Yes, for example, you might have heard about that there is a separation between there is some energy separation between the electrons in the quantum states. In the 1s2 state, for example, in 1s2 state, two electrons, as I said earlier, they cannot live in the same energy state, the same quantum state.
Mm.
And especially they are so spatially they are so close, but they repel each other, but they stay together. There is
Yeah.
something that is happening there. It is an analogy. I'm not saying that the same phenomena. It is an analogy to understand that
Yeah.
when so massive things, when they might be near, it is possible that all the forces that we see now, they may have a different characteristics. Their
Mm.
nature might have a different way. May not be 1 upon r square, maybe something else.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it. Let's continue. Okay. In an absolute sense, there is no measure or absolute criteria for the right and the wrong. What is right today is a given situation in a given situation can be wrong tomorrow in another situation, and what is nectar for one can be poison for another. In this ambiguous situation, it is difficult to decide what is the correct path except for that we must realize that we are the product of the nature and the Mother Nature is all powerful and is always right. Scientific studies show that over 4,000 million years since the since universe
Yes.
formed from a great explosion, the Big Bang, and 4,500 million years since the heart come into existence, Jiva and Ahiva both have evolved in a certain direction.
Mhm.
It seems that the Mother Nature is proceeding with a goal, and a goal of development of consciousness on Earth. We can therefore take cue from nature first to determine the direction in which it is going, and then to decide the direction in which we will show to go. We should go. That is, what is the with with it or against it, with it or against it. Help it in achieving its goal faster or work against it. We seem to have a choice. We take the help of science or guidance from nature to find and define the path the earth has taken, and we then can exercise this choice. Such an approach will not to be subjective, nor it will be wrong.
Mhm. We reread this paragraph. Now we can, yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Nature's path based on fossil record.
Mhm.
If we look the history of the evolution of species on Earth, we find that over time the very primitive species have evolved into the most developed species. Life first started on the Earth about 3,500 million years ago. Since then, the nature has been following a direction of evolution of consciousness. This record is preserved in form of fossil of Earth from the very beginning, as shown in the figure 1.1. Let us look at this record in some detail. Okay, let us look. Or no? No? Will we see the picture? Hello, Yalach. I think